Hey y'all, so today we're doing experimental probability of compound events. A compound event includes two or more simple events. The possible outcomes of flipping a coin are heads and tails. So those are all the possible outcomes. A spinner is divided into 4 equal sections, each one a different color. The possible outcomes of spinning are red, yellow, blue, and green. Okay, so if you toss the coin and spin the spinner, there are 8 possible outcomes. How you get that is, if you have a coin, there's 2 possible outcomes, heads or tails. And then if you have a spinner, and they have 4 different colors, red, yellow, blue, and green, you multiply it when you have compound events. So you're going to multiply 2 times 4, and that's going to get you 8 possible outcomes. So I could have a heads or a red, a heads or a yellow, a heads or a blue, a heads or a green. Then I could have a tails or a red, tails or a yellow, tails blue, and then tails green. Those are all my different outcomes that I can have. Well, what we're doing today is we're putting all those different outcomes on a table, and we have done an experiment so many times, all right? So that's why it's experimental probability of compound events. So what they did is we have 2 possible coin outcomes, heads or tails. Then we have 4 possible spinner outcomes, red, yellow, blue, or green. So 8 possible compound outcomes. Here, red heads had 9 total spins. Yellow heads had 11 total spins, and so forth. Okay, so what they're going to do is they're going to say, to find the experimental probability that the next trial will have an outcome of tails and blue. So the first thing you always want to write is the probability statement. So I would have tails and blue. And you can write it out. And remember, it's still just part over total. Okay? So the first thing you're going to find is your part. Find the number of times tails and blue was the outcome. Well, they already told us it was 7, but let's figure that out. So what I do is I put my finger on tails, my finger on blue, and whenever they meet, that's my number. So 7 is my part. Okay? Then it says find the total number of trials. Well, they've already done it for us, but we're going to do it up here just so that you get the rhythm. What I do is I take 2 at a time, and then I add each of them up at the end. So I take 9 plus 10 is 19, plus 11 plus 12 is 23, plus 11 plus 7 is 18, plus 14 plus 6 is 20. Okay, then I take these 2 numbers at a time and add them together because we're finding the total amount of spins that we did all together. So I have 19 plus 23. And I can't add them all the way there, so I'm going to add them right here. 9 plus 3 is 12. 2 plus 1 is 4. So 42 gets me those, and I'll cross them out to say bye. Plus 18. So 42 plus 18. Okay, and that gets me 60. Done with that. Plus 20. That got me 80. So they spun, the number of trials they did this was 80 total trials. So then you just write out the ratio, part over total, 7 out of 80, and that's your answer. Okay, so that's all we're going to do, and we've kind of already done some of these questions together. Okay, so let's look at this example. A store hands out yogurt samples, peach, yellow, vanilla, and strawberry. So I have peach, yellow, peach, vanilla, strawberry. Each flavor comes in regular or low fat. So I can have peach regular, vanilla regular, strawberry regular. Then I can have peach with low fat, vanilla with low fat, and strawberry low fat. By 2 hand, the store has given out these samples. So 16 people got peach regular, and so forth and so on. So it says, what is the total number of samples given out? So we want to find the total. So I add 2 at a time and then add them all together. So I'm going to add all the peach up. So 6 plus 48 gets me 64, right? Then I have 19 plus 32 and that gets me 51 because 9 plus 2 is 11, 3 plus 2 is 5. Then I add strawberry. 30 plus 55 is 85. Well, those are just the total for peach. Those are just the totals for vanilla, and those are the totals for strawberry. Now I'm going to find the total of everything, so I add all three together. So I have 64 plus 51. And 4 plus 1 is 5. 6 plus 5 is 115, or 11. Then I add 85 to that. 5 plus 5 is 0. 8 plus 1 is 0, or 10. And then 1 plus 1 is 2. So they gave out total of 200 samples. So that's my total. Total number of samples. Okay, so then we're going to answer questions. It says, what is the experimental probability that the next sample will be regular vanilla? So we write out our statement. Probability of regular vanilla equals. So I put my finger on regular, I put my finger on vanilla, and I have 19 part out of my 200 total samples. 19 is a prime number, so I know it cannot be reduced. So 19 out of 200 is your answer. So that's it. That's all you do. Okay. What is the probability that the next sample will be strawberry? Okay. So I have probability of strawberry. Okay, well, strawberry can become a regular and a low fat. So we're looking at the whole entire column of strawberry, which we've already found the total of the strawberry. So part over total, part of strawberry, I'm going to write it over here, is 85 because there was 30 regular strawberry, 55 low fat strawberry. So 85 out of 200 total samples. And that's your answer. That's it. Now this can be divisible, and it's divisible by 5. So you always reduce. So 85 divided by 5, if you don't know, you go off to the side and you divide. 5 goes into 8 one time with 3 left over. 5 goes into 35 7 times. And that's done. So 17, and then 200 divided by 5, that is just 40. And that's your answer. 17 out of 40. All right. So then the next one, what is the experimental probability that the next sample will not be peach? Okay, so probability of not peach. Okay, well, not peach is 64. So there's two ways you can do this. You can either, to find the vanilla and strawberry, you can either say 200 minus 64 is going to get you everything that is vanilla and strawberry, because I'm just taking away the peach. Okay, so 10 minus 4 is 6, 9 minus 6 is 3, and then 136, we're not peach. Or you can add everything that's not peach, which is 51 plus 85, and that gets you, oh wait, oh, duh. Oh my gosh. I was trying to carry something that I didn't need to carry. Oh my. So I still get 136 either way I do it. So I have 136 out of 200. Because my part that's not peach is going to be 136 out of 200 total samples. All right. So what we're going to do is you're going to divide by 2 and divide off to the side. 2 goes into 13 6 times. 2 goes into 16 8 times. So 18 is your top. And then that's 100. Well, that can be reduced one more time. Divide by 2 again. 18 divided by 2 is 9. 100 divided by 2 is 50. And that is your answer. Sorry about that little mix-up up there. So 9 out of 50 is your answer. Okay, so what's going to happen now is we're going to do some problems that are the same thing, but you're going to do them on your own. All right, so you're going to go to the next page, and we're going to do some of these. I'm going to do one of them together, and then you are going to do 2, 3, and 4 by yourself. Okay, you're going to do 2, 3, and 4 by yourself. So we're going to do one more problem, and you're going to do 2, 3, and 4 by yourself.